Hello and welcome back to my channel, Welsh Reviews. I'm Gareth and today I'm going to be doing my non-spoiler review for Captain America Brave New World. So this is the 35th movie in the Marvel franchise and it is directed by Julius Onah, and it does have the returning Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, aka Captain America now in it. So he's upgraded from Falcon to Captain America properly in this movie now. After the last we saw him in Falcon, technically at the end of Falcon Winter Soldier he did become it, but he was umming and ahhing doing all that. So we get our first movie with him as the prominent character. Harrison Ford is in this as well. He is now Thaddeus Ross. He does take over from William Hurt, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago. It is, and brings a bit of more of an emotional thing to role to this character. He does. Danny Ramirez comes in as Torres, who was helping Anthony Mackie out in Falcon and Winter Soldier. He's been upgraded now to the sidekick, so he is Falcon in this movie pretty much. Carl Lumley also comes back from Falcon and Winter Soldier as Isaiah Bradley, the Captain America after the original Captain America. It's technically the third Captain America. It is. Giancarlo Esposito comes in as Sidewinder, one of the main antagonists of the movie as well. And Tim Blake Nelson as Samuel Stearns, who we haven't seen since The Incredible Hulk, which this movie references quite a lot, to be honest. So a little bit of the story is Sam Wilson, the new Captain of America, finds himself in the middle of an international incident and must discover the motive behind a new global threat. So it is pretty much, we get the Celestial Island back now from Eternal, so we actually get a little bit about that at last. So we find out it houses adamantium, which America, France, India and Japan, are all trying to do a treaty together where they can mine it out of the Celestial and supply it around the world fairly. But unfortunately, we get a couple of antagonists in the movie and someone behind the scenes trying to foil Ross's plans of doing this. And Ross is not exactly himself in this, as you see in the trailer. He is the Red Hulk. So he's kind of controlling his anger, and he's got these pills he does that keeps it subsided. But by the end of it, them pills are like gamma type pills, which have been in his bloodstream over and over and over until he actually becomes the Red Hulk at the end of the movie. It is. But Sam and Torres go out and do a little bit of detective work and finding out who was behind the assassination attempt on General Ross and trying to clear his friend Isaiah Bradley's name. Unfortunately, he was during that scene mind controlled into trying to assassinate Ross. So he's trying to clear his name now, who's been arrested again. That's a bit of an emotional thing, because Isaiah doesn't want to go back to jail and stuff like that after being in prison for 30 years prior to that and being experimented on. It is. So we get a very good movie, in my personal opinion. This movie has been getting a bit of flack, to be honest, as most of the Marvel movies does. I think some people are fatigued with superhero movies right now. Personally, I'm not. I love these type of movies. I'll watch them all day long, all the time. But this one did make me feel a little bit like it was a bit like Winter Soldier and Civil War kind of mashed into one, with a little bit of Incredible Hulk as well when we get General Ross's Red Hulk as well. So it's not as good as them movies. This movie is not as good as the best Marvel movies, but it is definitely not as bad as some of the worst in the series. I put it pretty much in the middle. I do. A very enjoyable movie that kind of is trying to set up a new Avengers for forthcoming movies, especially the two Avengers ones we're going to get at the end of this phase, which is Doomsday with Robert Downey Jr. coming back as Doctor Doom, and Secret Wars, if I'm not mistaken. So I am looking forward to seeing that, and it is like going to be a little bit of a different Avengers team, but it looks like it is going to be set up with Captain America Sam Wilson. It is. So yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it had some pretty good action scenes in it, very good acting, and the chemistry between these characters are very good. Harrison Ford is a standout for this movie as well. I think he's brings more of his acting chops to the role, and he does play it a bit more sympathetic, this role, because majority of this movie he does talk about Betty quite a lot, and then we do get a couple of good cameos in this movie as well. It is, but yeah, he's trying to get back in contact with Betty, but to no avail, unfortunately. You can see it's weighing on him, and that's thing. It's weighing on him throughout this movie. It is. I know some people are going to be talking. Oh, how can Sam take on the Red Hulk in this movie as well? And I was the same until you watch the movie, and it is established pretty early in this movie that the wings and pretty much some of the armor, I think, that he wears during the fights in this thing are a present from Wakanda, probably from from Falcon and Winter Soldier, where he gives back Zemo to the Wakandans and that. So during the thing, when his wings are getting shot at, they start glowing purple, just like Black Panther's suit does, and then lets out a big energy blast. It does. So most of the fight is pretty much him taking blows, either on the vibranium shield or on the wings and that. So that's how he kind of takes on Red Hulk at the end of this movie. But yeah, overall, don't get me wrong, a couple of negatives to this movie. You could tell it had quite a few rewrites and all that. It does feel like it's like 3 or 4 subplots in this movie that didn't really need to be there. It didn't, but they carry on with it, and yeah, it kind of takes you away from the main story. I think they really underutilize Giancarlo Esposito's character Sidewinder. I think he's brilliant in it for what you see him in it, but you really only see him in the movie for 3 scenes. He's in the beginning, a fight with Sam a bit later on, and then just kind of explaining the story then later on in the movie. It is. But Samuel Stern's Tim Blake Nelson has a really good prominent role in this movie as well. I won't spoil what it is. But he has a very good role. And like I said, it does go back and mentions a lot from the past Marvel ones, especially Incredible Hulk, which is nice to see, to be honest, because that movie doesn't get talked about enough. And it is better than what I think people kind of think it is. I also like the design of the Hulk, the Red Hulk. Kind of reminds me of the old Incredible Hulk design, which is still my favourite Hulk design overall in these movies. But yeah, not so much this thing. Pretty much just, unfortunately for the writing in this movie, that most of the subplots are kind of glossed over and kind of all mushed together, unfortunately, instead of fleshed out a little bit more. But overall, I enjoyed this movie. I thought it was pretty good. I don't agree with some of the people saying it's the worst one in the series. It is. I'm sorry, that goes to Thor: Love and Thunder, unfortunately. Absolutely butchered 2 brilliant storylines from the comics in that movie. This is nowhere near as bad as the worst in the Marvel universe, but not as good, as I said, as the top one. So I give this a good solid 6 out of 10. Bang average in middle of the movie and all that. But yeah, it does get me excited for seeing Thunderbolts, the next one, and seeing where they go further in this phase. But like I said, 6 out of 10 for this movie. I did like it. Can't wait to watch it again. Get the Steelbook added to the collection. And yeah, looking forward to that. If you like this review, give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought of the movie if you want to go and see it. I know I get a lot of comments sometimes on these ones where Marvel's not my thing and all. I'm not going to watch it. And that's all fair. Everyone's did their own thing and all that. But as I always say for movies, give them a try. Don't always listen to what critics say, and be honest, and it's a bit of a contra thing. I'm saying that because I'm giving my review on it, but give it a try. Always give it your own opinion. Never really listen to other people's opinions on stuff, really, and all that. I do recommend going to watch all the movies you want to go and see, even if people say they're not good, because just form your own opinion. But I say give this one a try, and hopefully you will enjoy it. And if you'd like to see more videos like this, please give a thumbs up, like I said before, and give it a subscribe. And I will see you next time.